is the LWO with the L-1 hour weather briefing. Looking at the video, you can see what the remnants of Tropical Storm Alberto, now Tropical Depression Alberto, off the coast of South Carolina. And the track should take it up towards the north and east at about 10 knots, but it is losing intensity rapidly, and it is not expected to survive more than the next 48 hours or so. Looking at the water vapor image, you can see the result of this dry air across the northern half of the Florida Peninsula is resulting with some great weather and very few clouds in the northern half of the peninsula. Zooming all the way in, you can see very, very few clouds, just a few scattered low clouds around 2,500 feet approaching the Gulf Stream, and some very upper-level clouds near Lake Okeechobee associated with subtropical jet stream down to our south. Not really a threat at all for any kind of a launch constraint, and weather's looking really, really good. Radar shows no echoes within 150 nautical miles. Looking at the launch pad conditions, winds have picked up a little bit with a bit of a land breeze. We're looking at around 10 knots or so at 162 feet. As you can see, after sunset, with northeasterly flow with the sea breeze today, we have worked our way around, and now southwesterly winds at 240 degrees, and expected to remain that way through the rest of the countdown. When that wind did switch, we also dropped about 3 degrees in temperature, now at around 73 degrees, and again, expect that to continue. Right now, we are go for all range constraints and user guidance. We're tracking no problems for the weather. Forecast for T0, much of the same. Few clouds at 2,500, maybe some of that jet stream cirrus at 25,000. Unrestricted visibility, winds out of the southwest at 10 knots, and temperature around 72 degrees. So looking real good, tracking no issues, and that's all I have. Unless there are any questions.
This is Falcon Launch Control, T-minus 51 minutes, 23 seconds and counting. Joining us once again here at the Public Affairs Console is Gwen Shotwell, the president of SpaceX. And Gwen has been very busy the last couple of days working with the team to turn us around for launch tonight. So, Gwen, first of all, tell us what the problem actually was.
We found a check valve, a purge check valve, normally used for nitrogen, had stuck open. This allowed, when we start adding oxygen, liquid oxygen to the engine, this allowed that liquid oxygen to flow back through that nitrogen purge line into the gas generator, which actually gave some additional power to the engine. That's why we're seeing the increased temperatures and the increased pressure.
And so then the launch computer, I gather, did exactly what it's supposed to do. It said stop.
That's correct. The computer and the software did exactly what it was supposed to. It was trending high, and it shut it down, which was good. It looks like we probably could have flown with the condition. Once we separated from the ground, things would have settled down a bit, but it was still the right thing to do.
Well, how was SpaceX able to fix this problem so quickly? Because if we turn around and here we are again tonight, it seemed quickly to work an engine problem.
Yeah, our team is really fast. I think probably the reason is that the engineers do the work themselves. We don't have a lot of subcontractors and levels of subcontractors that would have to understand what the issue was and go back and look at data. The engineers that designed it and tested that engine were here, and as soon as the pad was safe, they got up and started looking around and found the problem. It was pretty obvious.
From your perspective, after we lift off, and particularly after Dragon is separated, what are going to be the first maybe one or two things that you'll be watching for most closely from your perspective that are going to be of interest to indicate everything is going well?
The most important thing is to get our solar arrays deployed. This would be the first time we've done that on orbit. We do it hundreds of times in the factory, but that's not really where it counts. And that occurs almost immediately after separation, within a couple of minutes. So that'll be a key element of this flight.
All right, Gwen. Well, thank you very much, and best of launch tonight. And we'll see you again at the post-launch news briefing.
Great, George. Thanks.
Thank you. And we're at T-minus 48 minutes, 37 seconds and counting. This is Falcon Launch Control.